Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn with me, Omega, and Ukraine. So as usual, I wanted to start the session with some news or explanation of the current events, but I don't really have much. The war in Ukraine has now turned into a stalemate and sort of a nightmare. It's just getting worse. That's the way you can describe it. Just in the city of Mariupol, they proclaimed over 1,600 people dead since the start of the conflict, and that's in just one city. And I mean civilian casualties. Hospitals are being bombed, residential parts are being bombed, shopping malls. Now, I already spoke about how ridiculous this doctrine is that Russia is trying to push. This didn't work even back way in the Second World War, and I have to applaud Ukraine for not backing down. They're fortifying Kiev. I'm really interested in, and again, this sounds horrifying, so if an attack of Russia happens on Kiev, I will be very interested in following that closely, because that's going to be, in my opinion, a modern Stalingrad, sort of, because Ukrainians have had 14 days to prepare it, and the city is now described as an impenetrable fortress by many. So I'd really like to see what the Russians are going to do there, because, yeah, well-equipped army in an environment like a city can lead war indefinitely. So that's going to be a bloodbath. But what I found out interesting is that there has been a lot of news today about Belarus invading Ukraine from the north. It didn't happen until now. I actually checked the news. It's 11th of March. It's 23:14 at this point, and it still hasn't happened. So I think it might be just Ukrainians trying desperately to make sure it doesn't happen. But what happened today, and I don't have that completely confirmed, but I saw it from 3 sources already, a Russian airplane flew over Ukrainian territory and shot a rocket that hit a city or a village in Belarus. Now, this could be very well planned as a turning point for Belarus to get involved in the war, because the previous news from the British secret agency and other intelligence services mentioned that Belarus wasn't able to put together even a single platoon that would be willing to go fight in Ukraine. So this could be seen as a way to drag them into the war. But again, nothing is happening. I don't know. Their president has been in Moscow today on some talks, and they announced that these two countries will work closer together. Now, I already mentioned this in the previous, or not in the previous one, but in one of the starting videos, that Belarus is always seen as undefendable in the current situation, because it's just not helping the situation. It would be something that Moscow would have to defend in case of a large-scale NATO-Russian conflict. So them providing them with weapons and equipment may make sense, but I really think that this is an untenable position. So we might see, and that again is something that I already mentioned, an incorporation of Belarus into Russia. They've done the legal work already, it's just not publicly known. And I think that when the dictator of Belarus will die, Russia will swallow Belarus and just annex it. Is he here? No, we have Vinchuk Vyachorka here as the leader of Belarus. Belarusian Popular Front, Nationalist Outlook. I don't know if this who this guy is, quite frankly, but okay. Anyway, in the case of another invasion into Ukraine, I have absolutely no idea about the state of Belarusian army, or Belarusian army, so I'll have to check it, and I think I could bring that in the upcoming episodes, because it would be kind of interesting. But, you know, the threat is coming from Moscow and from the northeast, in my opinion, anyway. Okay, to the game. I have looked around desperately, because we want to get the EU candidate status, and for that we need to get at least 25% influence on the Union leaders of foreign policy, which is High Representative of the Union for Foreign Affairs, President of the European Commission, and President of the European Parliament. And I was able to find some of those. France is the... where is it? Where is it? Euro, Fiscal Union. Here it is. France is currently the president of the European Parliament, and I believe Great Britain is the president of the European Commission. Yes, but I could not find the last third institution. Now I found out that Italy is the president of where are they? Here, of the European Council. So I'm not sure if that's not a typo here, because I could not for the life of me find the High Representative of the Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, no matter where I looked. I even checked Malta and Cyprus if they don't have that, But one funny thing that I found out, and that made me a bit glee with happiness, is the fact that Czech Republic has adopted Euro. Where is it? Here. So that is great. There has been a long-standing discussion in my country whether or not we should adopt Euro and abolish the Czech crown, and I've been a long proponent of that because Czech Republic has a completely export-oriented economics, and while Czech currency is cute, and we may bullshit ourselves a bit with the fact that we can, work against the inflation and so on. As our export is going like 99% into, well, actually, I think it's like 94% into European Union, we are pretty much dependent on the European market. So having Czech adopt the euro, I hope I'm going to live to that day one day. I know that Slovakia has it, Poland is preparing for it, Germany and Austria has it, even though Poland has been one leg out of the European Union at this point. They might very well go out following United Kingdom in the upcoming years, especially if the government won't change. But on the other hand, this crisis has put a lot into a larger perspective. So abolishing EU and getting out at this point would be a grave mistake for Poland, in my opinion. Plus, I do not agree with any of the steps they have taken in the past years, and nor does any of the Polish friends that I have. Granted, they are mostly, people that are not very deeply religious and so on. So, yeah. To the game. Why this is also bad news for us, not mentioning the fact again that I couldn't find the third one, is that these are modeled exactly as they work in the real world, and these rotate. So that means we will be screwed anyway, because we cannot, there is no way how you can increase your influence in certain countries to high enough state, because we would need 25 influence on 3 states, meaning we would need, if we calculated the fact that we get 2% of influence per 100 political power, it would take at least 1,300 political power for one state, so 3,900 to get just these. So I think that the one of the following must be true is the better one. Though I don't know if they are exclusive or I probably need still everything, which is insane, because if this is the truth, then this is really unbelievably hard, because you need 5% influence on all European Union member states. Considering there's like 25 of them right now, that means 25 times 3, that's 75 times 100, 7,600 political influence over EU. Now, I guess that this really models well the gargantuan effort that any country has to undergo if they want to get into EU. But this might be just too much, like 7,000, and that's if it's not, including the 25 that you need on the 3 states that are holding, because that would make it like 10,000 political power. Considering we're getting 3 per day, we get about 1,000 per year, so it would take us about a decade to do this, just for joining the EU. Not sure if there is a better way. Maybe there is. Some of you I know are playing this mod way more than I ever did. So if you have any idea how to do this, I'd be happy. Because there might be some event that I'm overlooking, but I believe that this EU candidate that would make me join the EU. Yeah, okay, so there's 24 members right now. So I guess you really need to get this, because that will give you the European Union. Yeah. What's the other one? All of the following must be true. Ukraine must have a buffer influence on all European member states. And above 3%. So I'm just going to keep spending influence on the bigger states and then the smaller states. And I'm going to hope that it's going to lead somewhere, because I really don't know if there is a better way for this than the one that we have. Okay, and I actually noticed that now we have some of these missile sites built. Okay, how much do you cost? Because I want to build those. 12,500. Okay, that's not fun. We're still running the exercises. I want to run them till end of December, meaning we are consuming some of our equipment, but I believe it won't be that bad. Are we really short still? 70? Oh yeah, we upgraded some of the units, yeah, and got the 3rd and 4th tank division, so that requires additional 50 days to get the IFVs. Gotcha. And we're still missing some resources. Is Russia still building some of those factories? Nope, they've finished that. Pridnestrovian election. Nationalist outlook. Is this considered Pridnest? Because that's Transnistrian. No, that was different. What is? If this is Transnistria, where is Pridnestria? That was really weird. I'm not aware of such a country. Anyway, we got construction 5, so let's be happy about that. Additional construction speed and industry repair speed. So I guess we can go with excavation 5, which will give us additional resource gain efficiency. We will need that factory to upgrade the batteries, though I think we might eventually just cancel one of these, like the APCs, because we got 2,000 of those. And wait, that's airborne APC, this one. And we got 377 of BTR 90s, then about 700 of BTR 80s, then about 1,000 of the 70s and 60s. But we will soon be able, won't we, to go with the next. Well, no, okay. So the Kurganets 25 is a 2015. Okay, is there anything that we will cancel in the upcoming? Because 2015 is quite far away, though I don't believe there is anything here that we would be able to get rid of immediately. Huh, that's interesting. Not the tanks. Actually, I could just switch off the tanks, because while those that we're getting are pretty decent, I think we will never get those 1,577 tanks that we need to upgrade all of our units anyway. Or the recon tanks, actually, because we don't need those, and I might just negotiate for a better license. Actually, didn't I end the episode on that I was trying to see if United States would give us something else? I did! Okay. Yeah, that's what a day in between recording sessions does to you. No, actually I didn't. Okay, gotcha. So that is the problem. So we need to manage license production right now. Actually, we haven't checked the Spanish War in a while, so let's look at that afterwards. I'm really interested what's gonna go on there. And Russia wants to build infrastructure in Siberia. Do it. You can build all of my industrial and infrastructure works. So we're getting the Humvees. I'd rather like you to get me something better. So that's self-propelled artillery. No, self-propelled anti-air. Sorry, I just keep saying that. I don't know why. So that's an artillery. Outdated. Artillery. So they got the Abrams tank here, and the upgraded version, and only the 2005 recon tank. And nothing better. So I could just just cancel that because I think we got hundreds of those by now. I don't know how many exactly we got stockpiled, so let's look at that. Where are they? Recon tank. Here. Oh, it's right below that. Okay, we got 546 in reserve. I think that might be enough for now. And of course, I stopped on on the 31st after midnight, but I forgot to. Okay, let's what the units. We can pay for that in fuel. We can pay for that in equipment. So let's leave it there and just be happy with it. So now, what is going on in Mexico? Okay, Tierra Caliente. Yeah, this seems like the middle one is going to be torn to pieces. Manaupas? No, Tamaulipas. They're going to get chopped to pieces. While the Sinaloa cartel and Tierra Caliente will split them because it seems that almost all of the fighting is exclusive against them. Oh, and US withdraws troops from Iraq. The last convoy of US soldiers pulled out of Iraq, ending nearly 9 years of war that inflicted many casualties on both sides and left the country grappling with political uncertainty. The final column of around 100 mostly US military MRAP armored vehicles carrying 500 US troops trundled across the southern Iraq desert from their last base through the night and daybreak along an empty highway to the Kuwaiti border. For the United States, the military pullout is the fulfillment of a promise to bring troops home from a conflict widely considered the most unpopular war since Vietnam and one that tainted America's standing worldwide. For Iraqis, though, the departure brings a sense of sovereignty tempered by nagging fears their country may slide once again into the kind of sectarian violence that killed many thousands of people at its peak in 2006 and 2007. So is Iraq no longer a puppet? Yeah, it is no longer a puppet of the United States. Well, okay then, and we finished the artillery. So that just brings me to my point that I need to start producing it. And there's nothing on this that I could do. I could do a recon tank 2005 and then start producing my own tanks, which might actually be smart because the BTR allows us to do that. Or we could go with the IFV and just skip this one completely and just go for the 2015, which would also be pretty smart. Do we have any electronics or anything that we need? No, we are... Well, we didn't really do much of the decryption though. There's nothing here. Well, we could boost oil refineries a bit further. We're at near 10,000 in production. And that is just about enough for our armies and slightly for the Air Force. So let's... How much are we getting from the biofuel? 3k. This would pretty much double it, wouldn't it? To about 5k, and this would give me fuel gain per oil 20%. Well, both have some merit. This one is faster. Let's go with the early biodiesel processing. And I might consider adding... Well, actually, we're going to build another biofuel refinery in Odessa. So that's nice. I actually wanted to thank one of my friends, Bloodhaven, also a long-term subscriber, for telling me that you can actually see the stats of a country by going to the Intel Ledger. I was not aware that this was available there, which is interesting, and we can then check what Russia has. I'm kind of shocked by the fact that they are supposed to have 20,000 GDP per capita at this point. That seems highly unlikely to me. But okay, because it is more than, for example, Czech Republic has at that point, and I'm pretty sure that Russia never really went above that. Though, I guess, there are various ways how you can count such stats. some more, some better than some other. Latvia is triggering Article 50 and leaving European Union. Huh. Well, one thing that's actually kind of interesting and that I wanted to mention is the fact that if you go with the EU route, there is a way through withdrawal policies, Article 50, and then you have withdrawal treaty or no deal exit, but then you can rejoin again. So it's kind of interesting to see how the game can give this option to it, and I have a feeling that maybe by getting into EU we would see things that we haven't seen in this game yet. I guess that's the fair way how to put it. Okay, we're slightly in the positive, and we have some influence to spend. So let's spend it on Poland. And let's spend a bit more on Germany. And then we're going to move to France and Poland. Oh, wait, it costs 120? Oh, 140. What's the multiplier for? Damn, I'm not sure. They might have some... Oh, I think they got Frontex available. And basic cybersecurity infrastructure. Okay, so that is something that we need to keep an eye on. How the cost is scaling, but yeah, I wasn't expecting that. And even for Germany, it is now 120. Is it for everyone? No, France is 130, so it is calculated differently for each country. And I can't believe to spread my Ukrainian influence all over Czech Republic. That is just ridiculous. Okay, and here we go with the end of the training. My units will now rest. They have spent a number of days in the field, and we got 33 army experience. So I'm not sure if that will be enough to actually reform you guys. So let's see. What did we want to do here? Motorized. Okay, remove you, remove you. More motorized. Okay, this costs. And recon. So this would be 15. And the combat width is 25. You got a pretty nice reconnaissance. We could add self-propelled artillery battery, a tank company, self-propelled anti-air, and we still got 35. Okay, so changing you guys to heavy engineering and adding an additional unit of mechanized infantry would work. So that would require 40. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do it this way. When are we gonna get that last point? Okay, it's gonna take a while, so let's speed it up. But we'll save it like this and add that additional last mechanized infantry unit afterwards when we get to 5, because I don't want to change this again. Sure, don't we want something else than that? No, I like the tank company. Well, we could go with recon. No, but we have 2 recons in the base template, so I don't think it's worth our while to add additional recon. Okay, so we remodeled you, which is going to put a lot of strain on our equipment again. Gotcha. And I think you guys had one of these and one of these. And I'm not really happy with these, so let's turn you into these guys, which is gonna destroy some of my supplies, but I believe it's for the right thing. Okay, so we are reforming the army pretty well. We have a number of templates now that we do not use. Motopekotna brigada is not used, or brigada. It's so hard to pronounce it the Ukrainian way. Brigada Morskoi Piechoty is also not necessary. The Marines. Okay, this one is out. This one is out. And now we only need to finish the multi-division that we were working in, and then we can start working on these special forces, which will require heavy investment into our technologies, because we haven't done jack on that. And while that might sound rough, that is exactly where it is. You can get quite a lot of bonuses here. Soft attack 5%, force organization plus 10%, extra hard attack 5%, extra organization of 5%, an extra soft and hard attack of 5%, and extra organization of 5%. So they get eventually much better than your regular infantry. But before we do that, I actually want to invest into, and where was that? Is it under infantry? Into more recon. We want to get the 2005 drones, which will add additional point to all of our recon units. Now, we've already researched the 1995 one, but the 2005 will put us even higher. Now again, I know that it doesn't have such a huge effect in Hearts of Iron games, but I'm a big proponent of reconnaissance, because knowing the movement of your opponent is vital in any kind of armed conflict. So consider it for roleplay reasons, consider for anything else. We're doing it because we need information about our enemy. Okay, and how's the conflict going? Oh, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, okay, they're starting to lose territory. This one wasn't there, and this one wasn't there. Yeah, okay. JSEAD. So we researched the first battlefield support technology, and we're gonna go with the second one once we get enough air experience to expedite it. But in the meantime, I think, actually, let's look at the land doctrines. There might be something interesting here for us to go with. Division speed, or all frontline battalions, which means infantry, gets extra organization, or extra strategy, or extra recon. Okay, but that would, I guess, help only with infantry recon? I'm not sure. Decentralized initiative and extra encryption. Actually, I think we're gonna go with extra encryption, because we don't want those pesky Ruskies to read our state secrets. And machine learning will be done in 14 days. So let's give that the time it needs. Anything we can do here? Nope, we can just get an industrial project. When's that factory coming? 9th of May, so in a couple of months. At which point, I guess, we are just gonna start producing the regular cannons, because I have done nothing here, really. And that means we can just get the extra artillery and be done with it. I guess you might actually go a bit higher, as you are pretty much infantry equipment, quite honestly. Okay, so what are we missing? We're missing still just the IFVs. Okay. And C4 equipment, of course. And some small arms, of course. But those are for upgrades only. We were already above the limit. But now we are back to upgrading, because we had to redistribute some of the older weapons. And the C4 equipment is also pretty nice. So machine learning increases lack of resources penalty, but also reset speed. And the next one is going to give us extra 5% in production efficiency cap. Sociable machines are an environment comprising human and technology interacting and producing outputs or action which would not be possible without both. Okay? This is getting bizarre considering it's a 2000 technology, but I guess this really is just a high-tech laboratory stuff in most cases, and it just, just drives the entire economy slightly higher. I guess that would be how to look at it. Hey, I only 14 IFVs missing at this point. Nice. And we got 14 fourth generation Su-27 flankers up. So I think we can boost our... oh, did I not distribute them? Oh, no, wait, I did? No, I didn't. Okay, those are tanks? No, it's an air... Ah, okay. No matter, but where's that airfield that I thought I used? And I'm obviously not using... No, not here. I'm blind. Not this one. Despite of Putin, the helicopter operator. Oh, here it is. Sloboda Crane. Okay, so I didn't distribute those, but I think we're gonna distribute them now because I forgot about that. And as we are replenishing these guys, I think we can give them an order to start exercises because, you know, we have what it needs now, and we need them to be a bit better. Agility minus 15%, air attack minus 14%, that's just not gonna fly. And Russia wants to build infrastructure in Odessa for 1 million. We're gonna accept, which is gonna put us a bit deeper into debt, but I'm fine with it. I am fine with it. IFVs, yes! We are now officially upgrading our IFVs. That is amazing. How many? Actually, no. We don't need any more upgrades to the APCs. We managed to do that. That is amazing. And I think even the Humvees, the utility vehicles, have managed to do that. Oh, yeah. We just have some in stockpile. So the change to our units here wasn't as drastic as I thought it would be. What do you have in equipment? Yeah, they got some main battle tanks. For the tank battalion, they got Humvees as utility vehicles. They got some of those older self-propelled artillery units though. Mounted ATGMs are up to date. ATGMs are up to date. Self-propelled anti-air is not entirely up to date, but okay. And the armored personnel carrier is up to date. So that is amazing. I thought that would have way more impact on our daily operations than that. So let's... oh no, not in Germany anymore. We're working on Poland next. We get 4% there. So that is fine. I'm gonna invest one more and then move to another country. Anyway, on that note, I'm gonna end the episode here. We have done quite a decent job here. You can see that we are falling a bit back into debt, but it was mostly because of all of our infrastructure projects. And I'm happy that we can keep increasing our economy this way. The 7,000 GDP per capita is also coming closer, though I'm not sure. Yeah, it is coming closer. 1, 2, 3, 4 factories away. So let's just hope that is going to be soon. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.